Greetings all, I am the Groom, and today I'm going to give you the buzz on what is buzzing around. What is buzzworthy? What this be? Alright, anyways, we have Apiary coming to us from Stonemaier Games. 1 to 5 players, 60 to 90 minutes, 14 and up. Designed by Connie Vogelman, art by Kwanchai Moria. Let's flip this over. In a far distant future, humans no longer inhabit Earth. The cause of their disappearance, or perhaps their demise, is unknown, but their absence left a void ready to be filled by another sentient species. Over the span of untold generations, one species of the humble honeybee evolved to fill that void. They grew in size and intelligence, becoming a highly advanced society. They call themselves Mellifera. So you're going to control one of 20 unique factions. Here's a big old component guide. Here's kind of the setup. Let's flip back over and open up. So I did not abide by their advice to put some cardboard underneath. I don't plan on really doing this on the edge, and that's about the only time I'll probably flip the box. So I don't foresee me having an issue, although these cards seem to be a hassle. There we go. Alright, pretend you didn't see all that. Alright, here we go. So we start off, we have the rule book. The overview in gold, the table of contents. Here's a bunch of components. The setup. The player components, so they're kind of set up. The faction tile, gameplay overview. And then the details. Action overview, action details. Grow, research, convert, carve. Because of course, if it's a bee game, it needs to be a worker placement game for your worker bees. Queen's favor, end of game and scoring. And then on the back you have a little cheat sheet of what all these symbols there mean. Alright, then you have an appendix. So this goes over all the different hive mats, the factions, upgraded, all the seed cards, the recruits, development, and carve. You have the Apiary Automa solitaire rules. Automa doesn't follow the rules. So there's its setup, difficulty levels, their turn, their actions, bumped workers, S-curve, resource, and their end of game scoring. This also comes with a teaching guide so it's just set up the gameplay, tiles, action spaces, Queen's favor, game end. Now you have your ships. So you'll see this is where your faction tile and your starting tiles go. Around there's got stuff. This is the log. End game, gain 8 points if filled. Nothing on the back. Then you have the Poppleton, the Wary, the Skep, the Langstroth. Alright, now you get a massive board. I'm going to kind of have to show you this in segments. For it is, as I say, the massiveness. So it will be double-sided. It shows you here 1 to 3 on this side, 4 and 5 on the other. You got your score track along the side. So you have your hibernation cone, your convert, or convert, however you want to say it, carve, grow, research. Let's see how am I going to do this. This is the fun part. You know what? Let's go to the other side and show you that side. So you have your advance and your explore. So that is the board. Again, sides have a couple different things, but that's mainly it. Alright, you come with a player aid for each character, or for each person. Shows you all the different symbols made. On your turn, end of your turn, during game, at game end. So there's those. Then you have your docking mats. And this kind of shows your player color. You'll see the red, blue, yellow, gray. That's the autumn one. So what's the other side? Autumn one, blah. And green. And then there's your documents. Alright, next up, you have this removable tray for your components. But first on top, we have the 9 dance tokens. Let's get these popped open. Come on, there we go. So pollen, victory, favor, wax, fiber, water, honey, seeds, and more favor. So again, as I said, those are the dance tokens. Now let me show you the resource stuff. And this is in this removable tray, so if you want to just dump these all in there, you can. I'm just holding them in there for now because when we play, we put them in little cupcake holders so they're easy to maintain and not have to dig through here. So let's just go ahead and stick that back there, and I can just throw the stuff in there. So if it's a B game, what do you think this is? Anyone? Anyone? Bueller? Pollen! And then, as you've probably seen, fiber. And then this is anyone, water. And now you have these, which are wax and honey tokens. These are the wax. As you can see, they're square, and then these are the honey tokens, because you can see they kind of look like a honey pot. So there's that. Alright, next up, you have these guys. The frames. These are extra ones you can get throughout the game to expand your ship. There's those. Alright, now you have your 20 faction tiles. So these ones up on top that you'll see first have this little star on them. That means you start the game, or these would be ideal for your first game you play. End game, starting workers. There's those, and if you look, that's the upgraded side. So again, these are your starting ones, the ones that they say, hey, if you haven't played before, play with these. And now we get into the other ones. The ones that probably have a little bit more depth to them, a little more intricacy. And Iber fiber. And there's those. What do you want to see next? That. We'll go with these. So these are your Explore tokens. These go in that Explore section and have different stuff on the side, on the other side of them. Here is this Queen Bee, the Queen Ship miniature. It did come with the stand apart. We're just kind of leaving it as is. There you go. And then you have your player pieces. I'll just take out one, which will probably be green. So here's your gray, blue, red, yellow, green. And this is for solo. So let me show you the green components. So you have 4 little worker bees. And then they have the 4 sides. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Really nice heft to them. You got these 3 cubes. And then you have hibernation tokens, if I remember right. 7 of these per player. Forgot one. And there's those. So again, those in each color. Next up, you have the recruit tiles. Different bees you can grab. Now we'll move over to the carving tiles. And the backs just have this because they are put on the board where you're not sure what's coming up. Now we go to the development tiles. Dun, dun, dun. Now we still have the farm tiles to show. That just exploded, as you saw. So here you go, farm tiles. Not as much diversity here necessarily as those other ones with all the art and stuff. So I'll probably just show you a little bit more here. Plus they're kind of running away from me. And so farm tiles. Yay, farming. Alright, now what are we going to go to next? Here, let's go to these guys. These are the planet tiles. And it's like that in the back. Planet tiles. Done. Alright, you have your seed cards and your automa cards. I'll show those to you in a minute here. Let me get to these bottom pieces, which are the dance tiles. So you see dance of and blank. Alright, so let me get those cards laid out and show those to you here in 1 second. So here are those automa cards. They got information on this side. Have not looked at the automa rules yet, but I'm sure it's telling you lots of cool stuff right here. Then when you flip them over, it's got other stuff on it. Again, I'm sure if you read the rule book, this would all make sense. All I see is a ship and an icon of a resource and a little S-curvy thing. But again, automa cards. Next up will be those seed cards. And so here are those seed cards that you'll get through one of the actions. They can be played in a few different ways. Let's get close so I can kind of show you. So you can play it for any resource. You can play it for its top part here, or you can stick it down for end game scoring. There are 35 cards with abilities and endgame scoring options. As you see, lots of cards. Well, 45 is a lot compared to none. Not a lot compared to like 5,000, right? All a matter of perspective. So, seed cards. You saw everything else for Apiary from Stonemaier Games. Let's just go back and forth, and now I am going to buzz off.